And the TSA saw a new record number of air travelers, marking a big step forward since the start of the pandemic.
The murder trial of a former police officer charged in the death of George Floyd begins today.
And what will COVID-19 mean this year to Denton County High School graduates? We'll find out.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Donald Britton.
And I'm Victor Villagran. As the world starts to get back to normal, people are starting to feel more and more comfortable taking to the skies.
That's right, Victor. And recent data released by the TSA is showing us a skyrocket in the number of people traveling by plane. ntTV's David Moreno is at Dallas Love Field with more. David?
Thanks, guys. You know, Donald, you are right. More and more people are flying each and every day. And this past Sunday saw a new record of air travelers since the pandemic began. Now, according to the Transportation Security Administration, they screened more than 1.57 million people this Sunday. This is a huge spike when you compare it to 1 year ago, when only 180,000 people were flying. A year before that, 2.5 million people took to the skies. Now, last week also saw a huge number of people flying, as close to 10 million people are air traveled, in part to spring break celebrations across the country. Now, while folks thought this was all fun and games, health officials are starting to worry since COVID cases are back on the rise and only 15.8% of the population is fully vaccinated. Now, air travel is expected to continue to rise, but airlines are starting to make the proper accommodations. Today, Southwest Airlines announced that a new deal that will buy 100 new redesigned Boeing 737 MAX jets. Now, this serves as a big deal for the models since they were grounded for almost 2 years after 2 of the planes crashed within a 6-month window, killing 346 people. This deal also includes options to buy 155 more of Boeing's narrow-body airliners. Southwest Airlines plans to replace all of their older plane models with these new MAX versions, so we can expect to see that transition coming very soon. Donald and Victor, back to you.
Thanks, David. Well, going along with all of the air travel, once you get to your destination, you'll need a place to stay, and it looks like you better book your reservation early. Travel sites are reporting a huge increase in reservations for the spring and summer, clearly showing that people are on the move. One site is reporting that there is their best start in 25 years. The stock price of Expedia has jumped 30%. Experts say all of this is a great sign that the economy is about to take off with people ready to travel after a year of lockdown. However, health experts continue to warn that the pandemic is far from over and everyone, whether they have their shots or not, should be careful.
Since his candidacy, Biden has focused on promoting a clean energy agenda. Earlier today, Biden announced a massive offshore wind energy project for the United States that would not only generate a large amount of clean energy, but is also a huge economic opportunity that is expected to create thousands of jobs.
The president recognizes that a thriving offshore wind industry will drive new jobs and economic opportunity up and down the Atlantic coast, in the Gulf of Mexico, and in Pacific waters. It will also generate enough power to meet the demand of more than 10 million American homes and avoid 78 million metric tons of carbon emissions.
The project is set to include multiple agencies with a goal of generating 30 gigawatts from wind energy by 2030, and Biden is hoping for the United States to be on a completely clean grid by 2035.
And you know, Victor, the weather has been nice and consistent lately.
It sure has, Donald, and I just wish it was like that every day. But let's go to our weather anchor, Lexi Flores, to expect if we can see some changes. Lexi?
Thanks, Victor. Now, it doesn't look like any changes are going to be happening soon, but taking a look at our current weather conditions, it is currently 74 degrees with a wind speed of 30 miles per hour, making it feel like 72 degrees. Now, going into tonight's conditions, it is going to be a cool night, sitting at 57 degrees with the wind speed of 15 miles per hour. Now, going into tomorrow's conditions, it's going to warm up even a little bit more. Temperatures expected to be at 78 degrees with the 15 mile per hour wind speed. Now, I know someone who is enjoying this weather. Now, we have Christine Guevara is out in Frisco at the new HEB construction site where it's set to be. Christine?
That's right, guys. I am here at the HEB construction site here in Frisco, located at the northeast corner of Legacy Drive and Main Street. The supermarket is based in San Antonio and has over 300 stores in Texas and Mexico. It's the 12th largest private company in the country, and some Texans say that this is the best grocery store here in America. From Texas-shaped tortilla chips to gourmet in-store samples and so much more. However, it's been absent here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but not for much longer. The grocery store will be coming to 2 locations. We got one here in Frisco and one coming in Plano. North Texas is a very important market for the grocery store, and they are planning to grow in multiple formats. Now, be on the lookout for fall of 2022 because that is when HEB will be opening their doors here in Frisco. Now, that's all I have for now. Back to you, Victor, at the desk.
Thanks, Christine. Well, there may be new options for grocery shopping, but as for eating in one of our dormitories here on campus, not so much. ntTV's Lexi Flores says if you live in Kerr Hall, you'll need to head over to a new location for that snack, meal, or sweet treat.
Kerr Hall is the largest residence hall here on UNT campus. There were dining options on the first floor, but they have been closed. I got to speak with Peter Balabuch, the Executive Director of Dining Services, to discuss why these changes have been made.
So many years ago, we had planned to do an upgrade. This actually started all the way back in 2014, an upgraded renovation inside of Kerr Dining Hall. And we were looking at everything from service to seating. And when you start looking at things in a building the age of Kerr, infrastructure and the deterioration sometimes of infrastructure comes into play.
With Kerr Hall being one of the largest residence hall housing over 900 students, it is also one of the oldest, explaining the deterioration that it has faced over the years.
It was suggested that really and truly you will get more bang for your dollar to basically for not much more to have to move it into a freestanding building.
This freestanding building is now known as Eagle Landing, located across from Kerr Hall, but this doesn't leave the question alone as to what is going to happen with this vacant space.
Ultimately, the long-term plan is to expand the vegan options over there. Now, we're not looking, it wouldn't be a 6th dining hall. What we'd probably do sometime down the line is basically move the vegan service from Mean Greens and basically make where you currently see Kerr space now as the Mean Greens 2.0.
It is no secret that UNT is home of innovative faculty and students that are trying to bring back wellness into dining services. From ntTV News, I'm Lexi Flores.
Find out why the city of Dallas renamed the street after Botham Jean.
And if you're looking for that vaccination, there's good news. You are eligible, no matter what. We'll explain.
Okay, that's perfect. But I had a great time talking to you today. I have one more question. Is wrestling really real?
What? Sorry. Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
You've made yourself a target, James.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
Family members of 26-year-old Botham John unveiled a new street sign carrying his name in downtown Dallas on Saturday. The sign runs along 4 miles of what was Lamar Street, where John lived. He was killed in his apartment by an off-duty Dallas police officer. The city of Dallas unanimously approved renaming the street in honor of Botham about 2 months ago. And this afternoon at the state capitol, lawmakers introduced a new piece of legislation called Bo's Law, named for Botham Jean. The law would make it illegal for police officers to turn off their body cameras during an investigation. It also would condemn excessive and deadly force by police in the execution of their duties. The proposal will go to a committee hearing later this week.
One of the most anticipated murder trials of the past year got underway today. It's the trial of former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin. He was charged with the death of George Floyd back in May of 2020. Camilla Bernal has the update.
Inside a Minneapolis courtroom,
This case is not about split-second decision-making.
the murder trial for Derek Chauvin started with the state laying out their case against the former Minneapolis police officer, showing the jury 9 minutes and 29 seconds of bystander video of George Floyd being held on the ground by Chauvin's knee.
You will see that he does not let up and that he does not get up. Even when Mr. Floyd does not even have a pulse, it continues on.
Prosecutor Jerry Blackwell telling jurors it's clear Floyd's death was a homicide and matches the patterns of someone who dies from oxygen deficiency.
You'll see him when he goes unconscious, and you'll be able to see the uncontrollable shaking he's doing when he's not breathing anymore.
Defense lawyer Eric Nelson paints a different picture of what happened that day in May, telling jurors officers struggled to arrest Floyd and that the use of force is a necessary part of policing.
Derek Chauvin did exactly what he had been trained to do over the course of his 19-year career.
During the arrest, Nelson says Floyd put drugs in his mouth in an effort to conceal them from police.
Mr. Floyd died of a cardiac arrhythmia that occurred as a result of hypertension, his coronary disease, the ingestion of methamphetamine and fentanyl, and the adrenaline flowing through his body.
In Minneapolis, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
Today marks the first day that all adults in Texas are eligible for getting the COVID-19 vaccine. However, health officials are still telling people to practice all safety precautions. However, a new trial featuring 12,000 college students is underway that may change the game. CNN's Mandy Gaither has the story.
They're doing their part to help stop the spread of COVID-19, rolling up their sleeves, getting fully vaccinated. Still, there's a lot they're advised not to do, but a new clinical trial may change that.
This will help inform science-based decisions about mask use and about social distancing post-vaccination.
Right now, for those fully vaccinated, the CDC is still advising against travel and continues to recommend masks and social distancing unless around a small group of other fully vaccinated people or with those who are low risk, unvaccinated, and from a single household. The trial now underway is looking into how COVID-19 may spread by studying 12,000 college students at more than 20 universities across the U.S.
We hope that within the next 5 or so months, we'll be able to answer the very important question about whether vaccinated people get infected asymptomatically, and if they do they transmit the infection to others?
One group of 6,000 students will get Moderna's vaccine immediately. The other half will get the vaccine 4 months later. The students will fill out questionnaires and will swab their noses daily, as well as provide blood samples. Their close contacts will also provide samples.
When these people get infected, how often is that if they're asymptomatic How much virus do they have in their nose? And do they transmit it to people who are their close contacts?
Those answers will help form recommendations on the future for the fully vaccinated. For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
And once those vaccinations are completed and your vaccination call is all stamped up, you might want to get it laminated for protection. Staples and Office Depot are now offering free lamination services for your vaccination card. Staples will be offering the service at all locations with no current end date, and Office Depot will be running the special until July 25th. You must bring a coupon with your vaccination card to get your lamination for free.
Well, Donald, it looks like it's a really good time to go get my vaccine now.
That's right, especially with all this nice weather going on. Let's throw it over to our weather anchor, Lexi Flores, for more updates on our recent weather. Lexi?
Thanks, guys. Now, the nice weather is here, and I think it's here to stay. Now, taking a look at our North Texas area, everyone seems to be enjoying the nice weather as well, sitting in the mid to upper 70s. Now, taking a look across the state, the temperatures are pretty similar. It is getting a little bit warmer into the 80s around Amarillo and Abilene. Now, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we have a beautiful week ahead of us with sunny skies throughout the week. The temperatures are sitting in the mid 60s going into the 70s with cool nights to accompany that. Now I know I'm going to be
Thanks, Lexi. High school seniors all across the nation are getting ready to set off into the real world. However, the real world is in a bit of a pandemic, and it's affecting how those seniors come out into it. I talked to Denton ISD Area Superintendent Gwen Perkins on how the school district plans to approach graduations in the future. It's that time of the year again when high school seniors celebrate with joy as they continue to move on with their lives. However, it might not go the way they originally planned thanks to the coronavirus.
We are still following guidelines to ensure the safety of our students. So we'll still be socially distanced, we'll still be wearing masks, but that's what our students have been doing all year long.
Just last year, Denton ISD high school graduations were hosted at Texas Motor Speedway, which got national attention. The facility had set up chairs 6 feet apart from each other and gave every student the opportunity to walk on the stage while still following COVID-19 guidelines. And as smoothly as the event may have gone, this year will still be a little different to what we have previously seen.
Our current plan for this year's graduation is to host at CH Collins, which is our athletic complex. It's part of Denton ISD, the traditions that we have here at Denton ISD.
Not only does Denton ISD plan to host their 5 high school graduations at CH Collins, but they are also opening up to other surrounding school districts and hosting their graduations as well, sharing the experience. But now the question is, what will become of future graduations?
Will we return to the Coliseum, or will this be such an extraordinary event that our community and our graduates will ask for us to continue at CH Collins live streaming?
Whether school districts go completely virtual or they decide to go back to the way it was before COVID-19, high school students will have to prepare themselves for the unsure future.
If you're looking to save money, Denton on the Dime has what you're looking for.
And if you're looking for a new blockbuster movie, 2 of your favorite movie monsters are at it again. Tune in to find out more.
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
I absolutely love to shop, but I love it even more when I don't have to worry about spending too much money.
Thankfully, Elizabeth Garcia is here to tell us about a local store that helps shoppers save money and families at the same time.
Thanks, Victor. Now that spring is here, many of us are ready to switch up our wardrobes. With Twice as Nice resale of Denton, shoppers can look through a wide variety of items without having to worry about overspending. Purchasing and donating items help a lot more than may you think. Twice as Nice is a volunteer-driven nonprofit organization that provides customers with upscale resale products at a low cost to help a good cause. This store is open to the public Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All of the proceeds go to the Women to Women Pregnancy Resource Center, where they benefit both women and families, especially new moms who are in need of diapers, wipes, and formula. Twice as Nice offers items ranging anywhere from clothing to jewelry, purses, furniture, home decor, books, and more. With furniture up to $250 along with clothing anywhere from $2 to $5 and even men's suits as low as $12. It is evident shoppers can purchase items on a budget.
We have daily sales, so we offer 20% off every day for students, veterans, educators, first responders, and seniors. This week we have a half off sale on Friday, and this week and next week we're also having an Easter egg giveaway where customers can pick up an Easter egg and get anywhere from 30 to 60% off, or if they find our golden egg, 75% off. The community can always help us just keep going by coming and shopping with us, by donating both items and financially, and also by donating their time. So people in the community, especially students, can come and volunteer, and there's so many different departments they can work. We are mostly volunteer run. I would absolutely recommend both students and Denton residents to come, especially students. I was a student once, and finding affordable places to shop but that also have a good environment are few and far between, and I would like to say that we are one of those places. We are affordable, and also we love to be a part of the community. We love to greet our customers and just make them feel like family and make them feel welcome. So for all Denton residents, I hope that they can come to Twice as Nice and find something they love, but also establish a community here.
To Women It's good to hear that the resale store helps protect your budget, but also protects lives. Thanks to Twice as Nice, people are saving money on quality items while helping out the community. Sure seems like a win-win. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Dick's Sporting Goods is launching something new. The chain decided after a successful quarter in the markets to open what they are calling an experimental store. In New York, this new store features an outdoor field for sports events, indoor wellness areas, and a rock climbing wall. The company is hoping that out of this, customers receive an experience like no other with hands-on shopping and help from fitness experts. And with so many new additions to their store, who knows? Maybe I might become the next LeBron James with the help of their experts, Donald.
Well, I don't know about that one, Victor, but let's go over to Jocelyn Lassiter to tell us about what we should know about the world of basketball.
You got it, guys. One athlete here at UNT has declared for the NBA draft. Who could that be? Sports has been insane with so many highs and lows, especially when it comes to March Madness. A few upsets here and there, and definitely some big surprises that might just have you double checking your brackets. I will break it down when we come back. Stay tuned. We have some breaking news, Mean Green fans. Our very own Javion Hamlin has just declared for the 2021 NBA draft. I know there's been talk of him staying another year at UNT despite the eligibility rules, but Hamlin's time here is done. His presence here has been nothing short of amazing, both as a player and a leader. Hamlin earned many accolades during his time here, such as 2020 Conference USA Male Athlete of the Year, Player of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, and 2020 and 2021 Tournament MVP, 2020 and 2021 First-Time All-Conference. Should I continue? He's the athlete that has strived to always leave it on the court. He also created a legacy that many future Mean Green athletes can follow. We wish him all the luck as he ventures on his new journey. March Madness fans, the Elite Eight has been chosen, but before we get to those teams, let's just take a closer look at the game that might just have messed your bracket up. Yesterday, number 11 UCLA took on favorite number 2 Alabama. Alabama led the nation in a 3-point attempt, so it's no surprise that Alex Reese's 3-point buzzer beater sent this game into overtime. This didn't faze the UCLA Bruins, as they claim it's nothing to worry about. It happens all the time. And boy, were they right about that. The Bruins suffocated Bama in overtime, scoring the first 5 points and cruising from there to an 88-78 victory, giving the Bruins their first trip to the Elite Eight since 2008. Now, if you chose UCLA to advance, now the bigger question is, can UCLA keep that magic flowing as they take on one of the most elite teams in the tournament, number 1 Michigan, tomorrow at 9 p.m.? Be ready for a nail-biter. Now, we can't just mention men's March Madness without shining some light on the women's tournament, because they too have been balling. Now, let's take a look at last night's game that struck madness between number 2 Maryland and number 6 Texas. As most would say, the Maryland Terrapins had this in the bag. However, Texas Longhorns proved that to be wrong. The Terrapins are known for their high-powered offense, but top WNBA draft prospect Longhorn star Charlie Collier scored 16 points and grabbed 11 rebounds to shut this down at the expense of Maryland's lead. Texas defeated Maryland 64-61. Now, in a reach to get to the Final Four for the first time since 2003, Texas will play top-seeded South Carolina on tomorrow at 6 p.m. This is going to be a fight to the finish, and I couldn't be more excited. That's all I have for today's sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jocelyn. As people get vaccinated and are looking for normalcy, they are ready to get back to going out.
Moviegoers are no exception, and now they have a new Godzilla vs. King Kong to look forward to coming this week.
A titanic international debut for Godzilla vs. Kong. The supersized monster showdown opened overseas with $122 million, including more than $70 million in China. Both marks far above any other U.S. film since the coronavirus pandemic began. That's good news for theater owners looking for signs that tentpole movies can bring audiences back to theaters. Godzilla vs. Kong opens in North America Wednesday.
The movie is set to debut this Wednesday in theaters and on HBO Max.
All right, Donald, with the fate of the universe on the line, who are you taking to win this fight? King Kong or Godzilla?
I think all Americans can agree with me here, but I'm going to go with Godzilla.
I couldn't agree with you more. He's a dinosaur, Donald.
Right.
And thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.